Hello, Rebel GMan Division 5A. Welcome back to this week's recap. It is, of course, me, Full Metal, and I am once again joined by my trusty companion. I don't know what I was going to go with there. I was like, do I say it nicely? Do I say it horribly? No, it's Mcnugget, and we like him. He's good.
Hello there, 5A. I've settled for companion this week, Dice Lord Metal.
We'll talk about that in just a moment.
Oh, we will.
Right, let's have a look, first of all, at something's happened this week, and it's something we're going to talk about at length because it's going to be good talk. But just getting out there in advance for the tipping comp, you can't bet on this one, okay? Because it's done. It's getting closed. Anything will be invalidated, so no, you're not allowed to have the freebie. Sorry. But Muppetilla lost to the Goblins.
Doesn't matter, that's next week. Move on.
Right, this week, we've got some results to talk about. And Muppetillo actually might be in a bit of a funk, because he drew 1-1 with Coach Cool, who, and I have to say, I have had a correction. I'm posting, you know, like your newspapers get something wrong, and they post that like little editor's note on the bottom of like page 7 where you never see it, but it's there, it's got to be there. Like where they post a corrector to a previous comment. Apparently Coach Cool isn't new to Blood Bowl, he's just new to Rebel. And is actually quite good at the game.
So Metal is admitting he was wrong.
No, I'm admitting that Aldar gave me incorrect information.
Oh, there's a surprise. To be fair, the draw's not too surprising. I do remember both of us saying that, you know what I mean, Coach Cool's team could be quite tricky for the Orcs to deal with, having the wrestle strip ball player.
Yeah, very much so. And well, I didn't see the game, but 1-1 says a lot. Not as much as the next game, which was a 3-0. And I feel so bad for Marciello because literally, like, I had all of the dice and he had none of the dice.
See, you say you feel bad for him, but Marcelo, that's not true. He was laughing and... No, he wasn't. Yeah, Marcelo, we watched a bit of that game as well. I just think Marcelo's in a bit of that Armour 7 life. And you having Mighty Blow pile on is not a good combination.
You know what? I was like, I was at the beginning of the game. It felt like I couldn't hurt anything, and it was like I got 4 stuns off the first 4 blocks. I was like, you know, I could be in trouble here. And then the damage just started slowly creeping in during the first half, and then he had some awful luck with a couple of ones at the wrong time in the second half, and it just snowballed so badly for the poor guy.
Yeah.
And it was just, and then the damage kept rolling in. Sadly, Lieutenant Touchdown only got 4 casualties this game, not his traditional 5, so I'm a little bit disappointed in him, and we'll see for exactly why when we see the team. Understar Torza BBA took a 2-1 over the Candy Mine faction. Good result there for them. Lozra established himself as possibly the better of the higher performer of the 2 Skaven, although he does have an actual team. Well, unless the Candyman faction took some chunks out of him on the way through, certainly.
Yeah, I remember when I did play Lozra back in week 1, I did say he was going to be somebody to watch out for, and he's definitely proving that correct.
Indeed. Wolfbark's Mischief taking a 3-2 over Learning with Lerny, which, you know, strong entry to the division from Wolfbark here, of course. 3-2 is a good result. Nuffle's Chosen Misfits, the Goblins. Now, this is something you like to see Goblins win, don't you? A 1-0 over Dwarves as well. That's a result.
That is.
Especially if they've got any players left alive.
Yeah, let's see if that's the case first of all, and see if the victory was worth it or not.
Yes. Night Juggler is back, taking what may be considered a surprise victory over Toro Loco. Gerber's not going to like me saying that, but I believe I saw some of the stream. I actually watched it just before I was off out to watch Endgame, so I only caught the first half. And I was watching it on JJ Cash's stream, and he was getting quite frustrated that Gerber didn't have the decency to like have his players die.
Yeah.
Which
that's the problem with Gerber, though, who doesn't know when to just
Speaking of players who may have died, Cane Toad's taking a fat 2-0 loss to the Grinch. Grinch coming in strong, like into this division. He's one to watch. We'll flick over. Sorry.
Just basically saying, yeah, we're just questioning the New Yorks coming into the division, how good they would be, and definitely coming up with a big win in the
if you look at the table, the answer is very good because he's 3-1-0 now, joint with myself at 3-1 and 0 at the top of the table. For some reason, Blood Bowl decided that Mupatello has performed better with a loss because he's played a fourth game, which makes actually no sense to me.
It's Spanish bribery. Don't worry about it.
Slipped a little taco in the ref's pocket and it's fine.
It is.
Right, JJ Cash.
Those pesos that they've got lying about.
We are seeing like an early start to attempt to split away with 4 coaches now on 3 wins, which is a nice place to be after 4 games, to be honest. Especially if it's a 3-1.
I am thinking though that you and Mupatello and Disco Dave have yet to play each other. So there is points there to be made up.
And also JJ Cash as well is he hasn't really played any of us either. The big thing being I actually played Disco Dave this week.
Ooh.
So it's gonna be possibly different at the top after this week. Coach Cool 2-2-0 is a very respectable result. So far, he's still very much. Like I said, everyone I would argue is in contention. That's the thing about like 13-week seasons. After 4 weeks, you're not saying, well, these are the guys who are winning and these are the guys who are losing, and that's that. You can see like if week 4, week 5, week 6. This is where you start to build your campaign for the playoffs. Back from the brink, maybe you might say.
This is where the real slog starts.
Mm-hmm. Consistency starts to be rewarded heavily about here.
That's it. I think the first couple of divisions you'll never lose the division in the first 4 weeks, but you can either give yourself more of an opportunity to take draws against tough opponents if you've done well at the start.
Yeah,
which is something
essentially
I relied on last
season. Performance is just like a cushion.
Yes.
It allows you to be a bit sloppy or take a draw where you think you might be at risk of maybe losing your team or otherwise.
You can manage the pace. So, for example, yourself there, Metal, in first place, you can look at results coming in and decide if taking that quick score and risking some damage to turn over your opponent is going to be worth it.
Whereas the further you get down, the harder people have to play for the win now.
Yeah.
Gerber 2-1-1, joint with Lozera at 2-1-1 as well. That's an interesting middle of the season matchup still to happen, of course. Wolfbark 2-0-2. He did inherit some of those losses, not all his own performance, but it does affect him as far as the actual leaderboard position in division goes. Nuffles Chosen Misfits 2-0-3. 2 wins for the Goblins in 5 weeks. That's great news. I mean, that's not bad for the Stunties because, of course, you've got to remember that he is playing not only for the divisional ticket if he wants to make it to the main playoffs, but he can get into the challenger playoffs as well off the back of his Stunty performance if he's the best Stunty around. So he definitely should be looking not just at this division but the other Stunties around Rebel to see how he's matching up to their performances.
Definitely so, yes.
And we've got Big Easy 1-1-2. Candyman Faction Ezekiel 1-0-3. Joint with Harvey. Simon Wynn 0-0-4. Not a great start to his campaign, as is Marcelo Bielsa. But like I said, at this point, it's not over, and you can't get any worse for you. It can only get better, right?
Possibly, yes. A few results at this stage can make all the difference. So it is, like we said earlier on, nothing is decided, and there's obviously still.
I would say as well. One of my tips is don't sleep on Marcelo. He doesn't give up, no matter how bad the dice are going, no matter how rough the game is for him. He never stops trying, and that. If you count someone out too early, it could be over before you can lose a match like that. And if he gets a bit of confidence and a bit of wins, a bit of momentum, there's a chance it's elves. You can never write them out. Now, looking at the goblins, they've picked up another block goblin.
They have. And what do we think of this one now?
I think he wants the block on the trolls, really, doesn't he?
Yeah.
but the break tackle troll apparently ruined Mupatello's game this week, and I know we weren't talking about this game.
We're not talking about week 5, Mel.
I'm just saying it broke tackled, didn't need break tackle, then rolled a 1 dice pow on the ball carrier.
It's next week, Mel. It's next week.
I'll forget by next week. I'll forget.
You're that giddy, you won't.
Yeah, it's possible I'll remember. I don't know. It's a team that desperately needs more goblins. I would argue.
I'm actually very pleased because I'm having a look and they have bought Nuffles Altar.
Yeah, that helps a lot.
So they've managed to get themselves a stadium.
I'm actually kind of glad I played them early before they got that.
Yeah.
He has named his bomber that I killed Memento Metal. I like that. I killed his last bomber. It was 5 out of 6 SPP.
I remember.
Poor guy. Keep it up, Jijishi. I am a huge fan. Huge fan. We have Gerber, who is still bearing the scars of the matchup that I had with him, where he lost.
He does. He
Nice.
definitely is. But the only good news that he seems to he is just 10k off. Correct, saying 10k off getting his last blitzer.
Yes.
Go back up to
grabbing a
4.
knight back, but then he needs to start looking at the nice juggler and going, is it worth having a niggled mighty blow knight? And I would argue, for a while, yeah.
For now, yes. For now, yes.
Because you don't have many sources of mighty blow right now, and he's so much more reliable than knife haggler.
Definitely, and he is still running the 2 rerolls because you did, of course, kill the leader.
Sorry, Gerber, but keep it up. He's got. This is not a bad looking team, right? When he gets that knight back, it'll be in a really decent spot.
Just not as decent as yours.
Well, I wasn't going to say that because I'm not a douchebag, but whatever.
No, you're just a dice lord.
Big Easy TP. Oh God! Look at that filth. Why has he gone and done that? He's got a movement 9 blitzer. That's gross.
That's the thing.
I really like that, but it's gross.
It probably needs dodge really quickly.
Yes, but well, it's not really quick when it's 15 SPP. But then again, that's only 5 touchdowns, and he's literally a 1-turn threat already. Yeah. So it's weird because like when you see like Skaven with like a move a 1-turner, theirs is obviously move 10, so it's easier when they only need 1 movement up to get it, and they can afford to not field it. But I can't see a world where you can afford to not field a blitzer on a Dark Elf team.
No, you have to, and to that extent, I think its development route now is probably going to go dodge, sidestep.
Well, I'm telling you, his development route is going to be play for the next however many weeks till week 13, and then get pommed every opportunity. If my Pommer's still alive, he'll be jumping on that guy's head.
That being the main question, if your Pommer is still alive.
Well, I've got a long road to go, but I'm just saying.
I would just like to point out, Lothra has put a 15, is it £15 or euro
15
bounty?
15 quid, I think, yeah.
Yeah, so just so you know, 5-8, there's 15 quid up for grabs if you, is it retire or perm?
I mean, here's the thing, right? You can say this all you want, but everyone was going to, you don't need to encourage people to smack him, because everyone wanted to anyway.
Apparently I do so because they've not done it yet. 5A, get killing it. You're welcome, Metal.
Yeah. Jesus. Anyway, I don't see a world where that doesn't get targeted by everybody every time. It's still, you know what? I'm liking the look of this team, but I really think my dudes needs to exit stage left because a 7 AV lineman on a Dark Elf team, even with kick, just doesn't feel. It doesn't feel the one.
The only issue I'm thinking is I'm looking at him being 10k away from the Witch Elf.
True.
And that will take you back up to 11.
I didn't say you needed to rehire it.
No, but at that point you can either have it as the 11th player, just have it on LOS, well, not rather LOS because it's a kick, but have it just in the background and possibly just to hold the ball.
Yeah, maybe if you need to foul with a player, use this guy kind of thing. Once he's
just
kicked.
Put this one in the backfield and hold the ball until you give it to the player you want to score.
Still, I'm a fan of this team. I think it's really come together, and I think it's going to be one of those it's one of those teams that if you're not careful, it'll take some wins that you're not expecting.
Yeah. And ideally it rolls a few more doubles just to get a bit of guard on the team.
Speaking of a team that we would have expected maybe a couple more wins out of, it's Toro Loco. I say a couple more. We just expect him to beat Gerber, is what I'm trying to...
Yeah.
That was a really veiled attempt to say you should have beat Gerber.
You should have. JJ Cash he is ticking along nicely, I would say.
It's not really changed. It's basically the same team as last time, and it looks good, and I like it. And he's hired a new beastman called Razda Horns, and that's that really. I don't know what else to say. It's
probably Angry Davil is about 5 SPP away from going straight down the killer route. Chub Stomp going down the Sacker route, and Roach Liver Hindus, I'm presuming, is going down Ball Carrier route.
Look, I haven't played him yet. Can someone kill the Minotaur in the next couple of weeks? That'd be great, thank you.
No.
Or I'll do it
You could do
myself. It's
You try. As you fall on the ground, you will just get fouled to death.
That's the thing, yeah. The most unfortunate dwarves in the history of unfortunate dwarves are back, and they've got an injured troll slayer. And it's a niggle. Oh god, it's a niggle. Yikes. Sam, he just doesn't get a break, does he? It's like every time you like, oh, I got another troll slayer. Well, one of them's niggled. Okay.
I was about to say where there's monies went, and I'm possibly thinking it's on a level 2 stadium. I'm not sure if that's been there for a while, but I may have used that.
He was playing towards it because he wanted the bribe stadium.
Yeah. I possibly would have liked a replacement Troll Slayer.
I possibly would have just liked replacement lots of things. I don't know.
But no.
The Death Roller's got multi-block, I guess, so that's cool.
Yeah.
And the man loves his Death Roller, so credit where it's due. He's playing a Death Roller inducement team. He's back in the Death Roller. It's not worked out so far, but there's always going to be that one game where suddenly his Death Roller kills everything in 8 turns.
Yeah,
and he's
it does look like it's a team running out of luck on the one reroll build.
Well, I mean, you can't reroll blocks on your Death Roller anyway, right?
No, but just possibly the picking up or the rolling of skulls or dodges. I wouldn't hate, just in the sense of going forward, I wouldn't hate if Glick levels to give him leader. Just so you've got the extra reroll until you get a replacement.
Right, we've got, speaking of replacements, learning with Lerny is up to 3 gut runners. The got rid of the injured one, of course. The linemen are taking some kicking, but he has got a Storm Vermin with Mighty Blow. So he's got some teeth in the team finally.
He's finally got the player he's going to blitz with.
And he's got a 15 out of 16 SPP gut runner and a 4 out of 6 SPP gut runner. So remember what we were talking about when you get the 4 RG player.
You get the pentagram out again.
It's not that hard this time because you get the 4 SPP player, throw it to the 15 SPP player. He then throws it back, and then he throws it back again to anyone he wants, to any of the other gut runners. And then happy days, 2 level gut runners, start getting a touchdown on I Like Turtles, and you're off to the races.
There we go. Easy as you like.
Easy. I do think the next gut runner that levels desperately needs wrestle. Our best when he does these 2 vanity passes should, unless he rolls a double or a stat, probably get wrestle. I don't like having all your gut runners with block. I really think Skaven benefit from a wrestle runner quite a lot.
Yeah. This is highly, as my limited experience in Skaven, this is when metal tells you what to do.
Yeah, you just point at me and go, right, okay, speaking of telling you what to do, fire the movement rat. No. Understar Toes of VBA. Looking good. This is a team that's actually gone. I like the development a ton on this team. Like, I agree with pretty much everything he's done other than sacking the thrower, because he hasn't. But if you're not going to sack the thrower, giving it extra arms is a good alternative. I like that. This is good Skaven development. Wrestle Dauntless on one player, wrestle tackle on another player, block. This is all his gut runners, of course. Plus movement. He needs a touchdown so very desperately. You don't even need to worry about vanity passing. Pick up the ball, give it to him. He's pretty fast. He can run it in. Because of course you need to sprint as soon as humanly possible. Even you, who doesn't play Skaven, could understand that move.
Yeah. The only time I've ever played Skaven was when I had a movement 10, and I think you remember this. I had a movement 10 gutter runner.
Yeah, you didn't try anymore, did you?
Sprint. I didn't. I had about 4 players. 2 of them were Storm Vermin. 1 was the one turner, and I just bought lots of loners and just went, I don't care. I'll wizard you, then one turn you.
Yeah, wizard one turn every game.
Yeah, it was fun. Not really. It was really not fun. But that's basically what the route should be.
I'd niche. Right.
Apparently Metal did have an itch there. He's a way to scratch
I've got an itch for killing this gutter runner. Because if I'm frank...
You're not Frank, you're Metal. So
yeah,
let's get that straight.
It's upsetting the life out of me. Because you know what, Lozra? I might bounty this just because you bountied my killer. How does that sound? How do you like them apples, son?
I mean, that's a lot of talk and no action. We'll like it better when you back it up.
Well, I'm not going to do it during the thingy. You know what I mean?
That could have been it. You could have done an epic, picture of a bounty bar.
Anyway. Yes, we'll talk about this momentarily, Lazara, and I don't think you're going to like the results. Speaking of not liking the results, like I say, poor Marcelo with a 3-0 loss, and he took some casualties. It was... It doesn't make me feel sad because it's only lineman. Sorry, Marcelo. Like, if a rookie lineman gets strength busted or agi busted, it's whatever. Like, nobody's upset about that, really, are you? Because it's just a lineman. But I was upset about the rest. It was just a bad game for the poor man.
I would say, if anything, you've encouraged the replacement blitzer to appear, which can only be applauded.
Big fan of that. I don't think I actually did anything bad to the blitzer. I think he might have been MNG.
Yeah, I think it was more financial. I think must have got the money.
I'm very glad to see him get the cash in to get that replacement blitzer. Very happy with that result. The Agi5, still good. What he needs to do, right, is stop rolling ones. Would be fantastic for the poor guy. Like, having played him, that's all I can say. Dude, just the ones, just... It was so
Stop
many
rolling them.
Nugget,
Stop rolling the ones.
It was so many ones, mate. It was so many ones. Even I've got PTSD. I don't know how he's managing.
Yeah, that's not too good.
Right, moving on. Coach Cool. Aldorf Acrobata. He's got block on his... did he have that before? I think he had that before. He might have had that before. I don't know. I'm trying to find things that he's got, and it's lots of block.
He's got players alive.
I don't know about Lorenzo having block. Wrestle. You're a Kislev lineman, take wrestle. 100% of the time. Apart from the killer, because, you know, he's the killer. Everyone else, take block. Take wrestle, not block. Wrestle, not block. I don't even know what am I talking about anymore, Mcnugget?
I think you're talking nonsense.
It's happened, man. It's been a long couple of weeks, let's just say that.
It's happened. No, I don't hate some block. I would like to see a wee bit more wrestle as well, yes. I would like to see more SPP going on to these blitzers than the linemen.
Kislev are just a team that just love
block.
Blow, yeah, not block.
Yeah, but the problem is you want the blow on the right player, so I would like to see less development on these linemen and more of it going on to the blitzers.
Yes, but it can be hard to do because nobody having skills makes it difficult to put SPP in the right places, especially on the majority.
Having skills wins you games.
Oh, for sure. I'm not arguing that point. Speaking of skills that win you games, we're on my team and it's a bit good.
Have you taken your levels?
I have, of course I have. Look at them, they're really good. Like,
yes.
I don't know what it is, but my knights behave wonderfully when it comes to actually rolling really good level ups.
Couple more guard as well.
Yeah, of course the guy I was supposed to be aiming to get leader on when I rolled a normal decided he didn't want to roll a normal and got a double. So I think you'll be proud of me for making this choice, not taking another mighty blow or anything silly.
No, I like it. I do think Brett's need to be a team that leans on their guard, and having more of it is just better.
Mm-hmm. Like I said, Lieutenant Touchdown let me down. Only got 4 cars last game, so he doesn't get to have a jump up.
That is terrible of him. But
49 out of 51 is an upsetting place to be. I'm not going to lie.
You do have 120k in the bank.
Yes.
So, are you looking towards picking up that level 2 stadium and then moving on to the enhancement?
No.
Are you keeping it in the bank?
My knights are 110k a piece.
That's what I would say.
If one of them dies, I need that money in the bank.
Then when you tip it, buying the 13th player.
13th player would probably be my next buy. Yeah. If I spend anything, it's obviously it's very TV reliant on what's coming up in future matches, but it's really tough to get that stadium on Brett's because, Jesus, you just need so much money in pocket if a knight dies.
Yeah.
As Gerbers found out the hard way. But yeah, 4 guard. I actually think I've got the most guard in the division at this point, which is a pretty wonderful place to be.
It's certainly saying something, yes.
So yes, now I'm going to be aiming for leader on the dodge player, of course, because I'm not putting it on guard. That's instantly going towards dodge and then sidestep. Yeah. Grinch is my opponent this week, so I'm very, very interested to see what his team looks like. And it's kind of he has played less games than everyone else in the division.
It's Ricky Orbs.
Yeah.
It's here's my point. Now, if you have the troll, I don't hate having your 12th player being a goblin.
No, I think we said this before, is I very much enjoy the throw teammate player.
Yes. I can understand him saving a bit of K, gold or that until you kind of can cover a Black Orc loss.
It's not only covering a Black Orc loss, he's also saving for a team reroll.
Yes. So not a lot of development from the last game, if I can remember correctly.
No, not much going on right now.
I think a block lineman might have been that good track, might have been the only level up. But
you know what, right? He does, considering it's fairly undeveloped team. He's proven that he knows what he's doing with them with his early results so far.
Yes.
So I'm a little concerned about this game going in. Oh, Ezekiel. Sorry, you would say something about the Orcs.
Yeah,
I'm just gonna.
Yeah, you shut up for one spell.
It's my show.
I would say tough luck. It's mine's now. Move on. I would say Disco Dave, as we've also established now, is a very knows coach that what he's doing. He knows what he's doing, but it will come down to a lot of his using the Black Orc strength to force you into playing kind of his sort of game, because it can be quite quickly that you turn into the guard melee, which will just favour you.
Yeah, I've got enough guard that I can counteract his strength 4, especially because knights are just marvellous creatures who have Dauntless, which actually is a big equaliser in early matchups of Bretts and Orcs.
Yeah.
Now,
sadly, we're going to have to move on from Ezekiel.
Ezekiel appears to have passed away.
His level. Yeah,
for the week. So very sad.
Up next is my amigo, Mapatilo.
Mi amigo, who had a bit of a torrid game this week. Another one of the teams I'm worried about. He drew last week, so it's not been a good couple of weeks if you talk about the loss this week or the draw last
Are
week.
we saying that the shakes that Mapatilo suffered at the end of last season are cropping up again now?
It may just be that, you don't play against goblins a lot. You don't honestly play against Kislev
this week, yes. Kislev I can understand, because they do have the...
No, but I'm saying, but if you're so used to playing these quite vanilla type matchups where you're playing elves or dwarves or chaos or whatever, you know how those go in your head in advance. But you go into a Kislev game going, oh, what's gonna happen?
Just remember who the Kislev coach was in Mapatilo's division last season, though.
Exactly, he has some experience, but he's
the original dice lord.
His experience last season was against a madman. Now he has got 200k in the bank, so I'm super interested to see where he's putting that money, because I think this is the time that he would want to invest in a stadium upgrade to level 2.
Yep, I wouldn't hate it. Just that 100k will easily go in there. I don't think he needs another player at this moment. I know he won't take the troll. And so, I do see that 100k going into a stadium enhancement. But he's ticking away. Black Orc, that's not got blocked, just MVP away. And quite a few players here on 1 or 2 SPP away from leveling.
Wow.
So you better hope that you're playing Mapatilo probably within the next 2 or 3 games before all these block players get guard.
I don't know. Right, switching over to Wolfbark, the final member of the division. His team's looking good for a Skaven team as well. Especially, it does look like it doesn't have a ton of skills, but you've got to remember, not had a ton of time in the division yet. And given that, he's still got a 5 out of 6 and a 4 out of 6 Storm Vermin. Now that's a great spot to be in, because they're like 1 rando Kaz for each of them, or feed them a touchdown or whatever. They're leveling both of them within no time.
That's what you want to see as well. Yeah. I just like the Rat Ogre because I know how much it annoys you.
Whatever. I'm just going to leave that at whatever. But
whatever. Yes.
I wouldn't turn you back on. I wouldn't sleep on Wolfbark either. He is a good coach. I know him by rep.
Without his permission.
No, I know he's got a bit of a rep as a competent coach, and his team's starting to develop too, which is a bad coach with a good team can only get so far, and a good coach can do a lot with a bad team. But when you get a good coach with a good team, that's magic.
I've said this the last few weeks that Wolfbark's been in our division. I think I'm aware of who he is from out with Rebel and stuff like that. His games and that, and he is a very good coach. So I do think, if you are underestimating Wolfbark, it's at your own cost, because it has been spoken about before. I'm sure he possibly won't like me saying that, because people now may be making sure they play super serious,
super tight against him. Yeah. No. Right. We're going to move over anyway to the next jobby we're on, which is the tipping comp.
The next jobby.
So we're going to tip week 5, and it's me versus the Grinch. Now this I obviously want to play for the win, but I have a funny feeling this is going to turn into a brawl, and that may end up as a draw.
So what you're saying is you're bottling it already.
What I'm saying is I'm not necessarily backing myself, because I saw what happens when you back yourself, when Muppetillo backed himself this week and lost. You can't... What's your take on this one? What do you think is going to happen?
I think you've got way too much guard, way too much skill development, and home. I put it down to you. 100%.
Oh, thank you. Right, now we can't bet on the next one, because we know the result, so don't bet on that one, people. It will be... I'll close it after the video, so you can't. The next one after that is Hippocratic BBC taking on the Dwarven Death Bowlers. I don't want to keep pooping on Hippocratic.
This could be the turnaround for the dwarves.
It could be the turnaround for either coach, but I'm going to have to give this one to the Dwarves, I think.
I think Madman Marcelo, this is the game for him. I'm backing Madman Marcelo. Just because I think this could be the game. His opponent's got one reroll. I think he'll be all over any fumbles.
That's fine. That's fine. Now, this one is what I think possibly one of the games of the week. Altdorf Acrobata taking on Toro Loco. I'm quite excited for this game. I can't wait for JJ Cash to stream this bad boy.
I think this game might actually kill JJ Cash. To your delight, because then you won't have to play him.
Yeah, I'm giving that to the Kislev. I don't know if Cash knows what to do with it with this team just yet.
Well, I'd settle for Cash just tipping in the right division. Which is this one, JJ Cash.
Yeah, this is the one you tip in, mate. Wolfbark's Mischief taking on Knight Juggler is back. Are we going to make the mistake of not backing Gerber? You know what? I'm backing Gerber.
I'm not.
Under Sartosa BBA taking on... It's a Skavenov. And I'm sorry, in any Skavenov, I'm giving that to the team with the movement 10 player.
Yeah. Having played under Sartosa, they will be my go-to winner on most games that I'm going to tip.
That's fair. And
finally, so highly I rank them.
Cane Toads taking on Candyman. I'm going to have to go with Cane Toads, because they've got that movement 9 player, 9 and Ezekiel died this week, of course, which is a problem.
And 2 Mighty Blow.
And Ezekiel died this week, so...
Yeah. R.I.P. Ezekiel.
Right.
Press F in the sky for Ezekiel.
So take a quick look at we've only got one round, so we can do the round result rather than the leaderboard, but we're going to go straight to round 4, see who's been betting and where they ended up. And Lozra is currently top, getting 5 out of 7. Only getting Toro Loco versus Orcanudos wrong. The big thing I take away from this is the fact that literally only Muppetillo backed Gerber.
Yeah, but no, the only thing I take away from this is go look at the leaderboard. Just so the audience can understand this. So anybody that's done your tips currently, listening to Metal's advice.
I never said to listen to my advice.
Did you just crash the server, by the way?
I just deleted the competition. It's fine. But you know what? You're not winning, so I don't care.
I will be.
What happens if I win? I send myself a mug? I've already got one. I don't care.
Okay, if you win, I'll buy you something sweet. What do I get if I win, though?
Well, you get a mug.
Okay.
That's the prize, is a rebel mug.
If you win, I won't come to the wedding. That's your incentive.
Anyway, right.
Holly will kill you, though.
Ladies and gentlemen, that is basically the end of this round. It's been a week of Blood Bowl, to be fair. And, yeah, we are calling it there. So thank you once again, Mcnugget.
Thank you very much for having me.
By the time this video comes out and you're watching it, you probably can't tip. So if you haven't already tipped, you're kind of SOL, boys.
Lucky for them that listen to you, then.
This is a reminder that you must tip by midnight, my time, on Thursdays.
UTC +1.
Yes.
I would also like to point out, this is a reminder, JJ Cash, this is the division you tip.
I mean, he tipped in this division, he just didn't do very well.
Yeah, but he also tipped another one.
I don't think he did very well there either.
No, he didn't. He got one right.
Anyway, Mcnugget, thank you for joining me as always. It's always a pleasure.
Thank you very much.
Everyone who's watching, thank you for watching. Thank you very much for the division so far. It's been a lot of fun. I'm enjoying this. The guys in this division. There's a ton of interesting people, and I can't wait to see what happens next. So thanks for watching all.
Definitely.
You all stay classy now.